Hey friends, I am coming in today for another kitchen appliance review, unboxing and review video. I have done several unboxings and reviews of COSORI products, and I have always been very happy with their quality and with the overall functionality of their products. So I am very excited about checking out their 10 tray dehydrator. They did send me this product for free to review, but beyond that, I'm not being compensated in any way to make this review video. And of course, all of my opinions and thoughts are my own. COSORI has a few different dehydrator models available. This is the biggest one with 10 trays. Since I have a large family, I decided that the largest option available is what I needed, but they do have one that has 5 or 6 trays, which actually Lindsay Murphy owns, and she has given rave reviews about it, which is another reason why I'm very confident that I will love this. So if you watch this review and you are not sure that you can use as big of a dehydrator as this, know that there is a smaller option available. Okay, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the box and see what it looks like. I have wanted a dehydrator for a while, but it's been especially since moving out to the country where we have a couple of our own fruit trees that I have decided that I definitely need a dehydrator. I also want to try to use it to dehydrate eggs because we also have chickens now and we're getting an overabundance of eggs, and with the amount of egg white bread and other egg products that I make, I thought trying to dehydrate and make egg white powder, egg yolk powder, whole egg powder would be a great choice. So I'm really excited for that. So definitely stick around because you will be seeing videos coming with me experimenting with that kind of thing. Pulling out some of the trays first, 3 of them. This is one of the fruit leather trays. That's probably what I would use for the egg white powder. First off, we'll look at the packet of info. They always have such cute paperwork. We got the user manual that I will be reading thoroughly. Join the COSORI family and customer service. You can contact them directly for customer service. They do have excellent customer service. And there is a recipe book, and this is a pretty hefty recipe book, which is very nice because I don't, like I said, I haven't had a dehydrator, at least not a large one, and I could use some recipes. Salmon jerky, that looks amazing. Cod jerky, I probably will skip the sriracha tofu jerky. Lots of jerky recipes in here, that's amazing. So many jerky recipes. Okay, this looks good. Breakfast bacon jerky. I have never thought to make a jerky with bacon. That just sounds amazing. All right, now I'm super excited. Dehydrated yogurt powder. That is a very interesting idea. Also dried milk powder. So awesome. I'm gonna have fun looking through this. All right, it sure looks beautiful. And the last thing here in the box is the last 6 trays. And there are handles here on the side, so it makes it a little easier to carry around. It's not crazy heavy, so that's nice. It is big, but it's not like excessively heavy, which is good. I'll get the cord undone here. So of course it comes with the 10 metal trays, and then it also comes with this mesh screen that's plastic, and then it also comes with just the one of the fruit roll trays. And you could order more of this kind of thing if you want to do like 10 racks of fruit rolls or egg white powder. You would need to order more of these separately. I'm gonna go ahead and slide in all the trays here. So these trays are not perfectly square, they're kind of rectangle, and you have to put them in the long way. Another thing that I am excited about using this oven for is proofing. because you can proof your loaves of bread. You don't have to put in all your trays. You just put in one down at the bottom, and then you have a proofing oven because it can go down to the low temperatures that you need for proofing. This also would be a great place to make yogurt as well, because you can set it to exactly the temperature that you need for fermenting yogurt. And again, you would put in, you know, just one tray towards the bottom, and you could have your yogurt containers in here getting cultured. So lots and lots of different uses for a product like this. All right, that is all 10 in there. Man, I can make a ton of stuff at a time. I'm so excited. And then I'm assuming for the fruit roll, I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, so it looks like you set it on top of one of the metal racks. And I'm assuming it's the same with the mesh screen. And I imagine this would just be for doing something that's so small that it could fall through these holes. So you would put that on as well. So I have my oven all set up with all the trays inside, and I'm gonna follow the before first use instructions here. Remove all packaging, clean everything with a damp cloth, place the dehydrator on a solid level surface, plug in, place the trays inside the dehydrator, and then run for 30 minutes on 165. And then also make sure the room has sufficient ventilation because it might produce smoke or smells. So you're burning off anything that's left over from manufacturing. I'm going to open the window behind here just to make sure I have lots of good ventilation. And it's normal that there is some smoke or some smells during your first use. Then rinse the trays with water and you're ready to go. And they say you don't need to do this every time before you use it. It's just before the first time. And the lowest temp that it goes to is 95 and the highest is 165. So let's see, time, and then 8 hours. I believe the highest it can go is 48 hours. Let's see here. Yeah, 48 hours. And then let's see what the lowest is. So you can go down as low as 30 minutes. So I'm supposed to do 30 minutes at 165. I love how simple the controls are. There's not all kinds of crazy settings and stuff. It's just completely customizable, and I like that. Gonna hit start. It just sounds like a fan. It's very similar to the sound of an air fryer. Nothing too extreme, just a light fan, nothing high pitched or anything. So I'm happy about that. One good tip I just noticed here in the manual on the accessories section, the fruit roll sheet can be used, can be placed in the bottom of the dehydrator to catch any dropping liquid to make cleaning easier. I'm definitely going to be doing that because I imagine cleaning dried, sticky, you know, fruit juices or whatever that come that drip down would not be very fun. So definitely going to use that tip. Also, I'm seeing here that you can turn off the sound. It says when your display is blank like that, press and hold the plus button for 5 seconds until it beeps one time. Let me go ahead and try that real quick. All right, so there it's where it's supposed to be, the plus button for 5 seconds. Is it working? That was more than 5 seconds. Let's see. No, it didn't work. Oh, there it goes. It beeped one time. You hold it until it beeps and then the sound should be off. Let's see. Yep. When I hit start, it didn't beep. So sound is off now, which can be nice depending on your preference. Also, I'll note that you can change the time or the temperature at any point while it's cooking, so you don't have to cancel it all out and start over. You can just change it as it's going. And lastly, just to note that the dehydrator will always remember your previous temperature and time settings. So if there's something that you do often, that'll make it easy. You can just hit the start without having to set it every time if you're always using the same time and temperature. I was just perusing the recipe book a little bit more, and they actually even have a dehydrated egg recipe in the book. So that's cool. 145 degrees for 10 hours. So that will be interesting to play with. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Remove the eggs when completely dry and flaky. Then cool to room temperature on the tray. Transfer the dehydrated eggs to a resealable plastic bag and freeze for 1 hour. Then place into a spice grinder or food processor and pulse until a powder is formed. That is very interesting. I wonder what that freezing thing is all about. But I am definitely happy to have like a starting point with the eggs. And it will be interesting to see if I dehydrate just the whites at 145 degrees, if they will still whip up when I go to make the egg white bread. So we shall see. So the bacon jerky in the recipe book got me curious. So as soon as this is done, doing its initial test run, I am going to try to dehydrate some bacon here. I'm just going to use the time and temperature suggested, although this is very thick cut bacon, and I imagine a thinner bacon would be a lot quicker, obviously. So I will have to adjust the time if necessary. The recipe didn't say specifically if it was supposed to be thick cut or not. So we shall see. But this is already peppered bacon, so I'm not going to put any seasonings on it. But I will try to dehydrate it and see how it turns out. I'm very, very curious. So for my 3-pound pack of bacon, I used only 3 trays, which means I could have cooked about 9 pounds of bacon in one go in this dehydrator. The capacity is amazing. It is evening time now, and my dehydrator just finished, and look at my nice bacon jerky. Okay, so you can see right there, empty spot. That's because in the last like 2 hours, I have kept coming back and eating pieces of bacon jerky. It's so good. It's like chewy, just like a jerky would be, but it's not quite as chewy as a beef jerky, just because the fat is so like melt in your mouth. So you got the chewy meat, but then you got like this melty fat that tastes super, super good. This is definitely a win. Of course, I will be storing this in my refrigerator because it has so much fat, it could go rancid. So you definitely don't want to just store it in the pantry like you would with jerky. But I think this is going to become a regular thing around here. It's so good. And if you notice, not a ton of the grease or the bacon fat rendered out. Like if I had just cooked this, in the oven like normal, I would have like a cup of bacon grease. So if you're looking for a way to like increase the fat in your diet, this might be a good way to eat bacon, because I'm pretty certain you're getting a lot more of the fat still contained in the piece than you would if you, fried it or baked it crispy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, they are kind of, greasy right now. So I'm going to put them in a single layer, like with paper towels in between, and let them kind of drain a little bit. And then I'll probably just put them into a Ziploc bag like that in the fridge as soon as they're cooled all the way. I am interested to see how they taste and if they're just still so enjoyable when they're not warm, because right now they are slightly warm from the dehydrator. So it'll be interesting to see if they still taste just as good cold from the fridge or, at room temperature. So it is still excellent out of the fridge the next morning. I do think it was a great choice to blot it with the paper towels because I imagine if there was leftover bacon grease stuck on it, it wouldn't be quite so appetizing. But it is absolutely delicious this morning, still cold from the fridge.